It's midnight. We just landed in Kuala Lumpur. We only have 48 hours here and we are starving.
We're gonna skip all the cultural sites and take in the city through a different way, which is its food, and also equally culturally is important. Our first stop is not only an infamous one, but also a little bit of an iconic one.
We're at a spot called Greater John Uptown, and what they're most infamously known for are their burgers.
Now I know what you guys are thinking, why are we kicking this video off with burgers? But trust me, this is like the official, unofficial late night street food here in Malaysia, and the Malays go nuts over this stuff. The reason we pick Greater John's Uptowns is because he gets really wild with his burgers. They're built up like mountains, like the Batu Caves here. And you know, generally we eat pretty healthy, but every now and then you gotta roll up your sleeves and get a little messy.
It's run out of a food truck and has been since 1996. They have everything ranging from hot dogs to chicken patties, beef patties, lamb patties, but what they're most well known for is this monstrous, I don't even know if that's a word, of a burger. Extremely saucy and very sloppy.
You open it up and basically all of its guts spill out. If you are in the mood and you're feeling saucy and you want some extra sauce, there's an abundance of it on the table. So it's grab as you go to your liking. It's pretty intense. This burger starts off on the grill. After it's cooked, the chef will cut it open, add a little bit of mustard, a little bit of the secret sauce. And then once it's done, he'll pass it over to the guy on the right, which is the egg man, the egg master man. His job is to get an egg, crack it open, make it extremely thin, and then just tuck the burger patties away. And then after he's done doing that, he puts them on deck. The lady will grab it and dress the burger up. The burger has lettuce, cabbage, onion, tomatoes, cucumber, fresh cucumber, not pickles.
It has kind of a squishy consistency to it, not necessarily your typical burger. It's very sweet from the barbecue, so it has that tangy essence.
Kind of tastes like a smoky barbecue flavor to us, is what I'm getting from it. Was the hour and a half wait worth it? Probably not. Would I come again? Probably so. So you kind of figure that one out. If
you don't feel like waiting in the line, you can call ahead and pick up. We are still full from last night's burgers, but we are on our way in search of some of KL's best breakfast spots.
I think we're gonna start the day off with this dish called Nasi Lemak, which is coined the breakfast of champions, and Lord knows we need that because we got a big day in front of us. You'll see in just a second. This is it, the Nasi Lemak, the star of the show, the national dish of Malaysia. What I think is so cool about it is not only can it be found on roadside street stalls, it can also be found in luxury hotels. It's a very versatile dish. It gets its fragrance from coconut milk and I think pandan leaves, which are used to make the rice. The side of it's usually accompanied by sambal, which is a Malaysian hot paste or chili sauce. It's extremely tasty and extremely spicy. Fried or hard-boiled eggs, curry chicken, fried fish, but the list could go on depending on personal preference. It's a sensory overload when it comes to flavors. I mean, this is the definition of surf and turf. In one bite, you'll get an earthy, herby tasting chicken, and then the other bite, it'll taste like dried fish. Not to mention you have the cucumbers, which is like, can cool down your palate, and you have the saltiness of the peanut. I mean, the flavors just don't stop. This is the all-around go-to dish, and there's clearly a reason why it's the national dish in Malaysia, and it can be consumed at any time of the day.
really come to Malaysia without trying Teh Tarik. If you're wondering exactly what is Teh Tarik, it is black tea with evaporated milk and sweetened creamer. How they make it so foamy and so frothy is by what is called tea pulling, which is kind of the dancing between cup and canister.
About it is the history behind it. It actually traces back to Indian Muslims who were in Malaysia that would set up these tea stands outside of rubber plantations to serve the workers. Pretty cool story. It's
sweet. You can get it hot or cold depending on what you feel like. We personally prefer it hot, but if you get it cold, it actually kind of resembles a Thai tea. Located inside of Imbi Market is a place called Hainan Tea and Coffee. And the essential items that you're going to want to order are tea, toast, and 2 soft-boiled eggs.
Synopsis of the toast is really sweet and really buttery, and it's super crunchy. It's a lot different than what I expected it to be, but I'm into it.
It's very much a do-it-your-own soft-boiled egg. They basically bring the boiling water with the eggs already inside.
You give it 5 minutes, and then you pull the eggs.
And then you crack them open, and we hope that they're cooked, maybe they're not. It's like a soup. Egg soup. So there's black pepper and soy sauce served with it. You can season your soup how you like.
Truth be told, it really doesn't even need an explanation. If you've ever had an egg, it tastes like an egg. So the tea here is one of the biggest reasons that a lot of people come here. It tastes kind of like a hybrid between coffee and tea. Is this coffee or tea? Mixed. It's mixed. It is a hybrid. It's a mixture of coffee and tea. And just talking to my man that works here, he says that the catch is it smells like coffee, but tastes like tea.
Located right next door to the coffee and tea place is a place called Sister's Crispy Kopia.
So this kopia is the perfect example of the cultural melting pot that KL is comprised of. There's a lot of Indian, Chinese influence, and Southeast Asian influence. It comes from Chinese origin with its roots in the Fujian province in China. So it's derived from the spring roll, which was eaten during the spring when there was plenty of vegetables available. There's a lot of vegetables in this one. It's assembled very quickly. It's rolled up, chopped, put on a plate, and served. So it essentially starts off with a wheat flour mixture, which is the wrapper. The filling itself varies from place to place, but what I can tell you is there's a lot of vegetables in this one. I personally think it tastes a little bit like some of the fresh spring rolls that we got in Vietnam. That's my best way of describing it. The outside's kind of light and almost has like an injera consistency to it, and the inside, well, as the name kind of hints, it's extremely crunchy and extremely fragrant from all the vegetables that are in there.
Even if you don't end up getting one, stop by the stall anyway to see how quickly they actually put these together, because that alone is worth the visit. Lunchtime, hope you're hungry.
So our next stop on the list is at a monastery, but we're not going there to pray. We're actually going there to eat. The name of the monastery is Dharma Realm Guan Yin Sagli. They have a lunch buffet in the back that's 100% vegan, but important thing to note, it's only open from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
So plan
every
accordingly.
Single day. Walk in, you form a queue, and then you head down the assembly line of food where you just load up your plate with whatever you want. It's maybe not all 100% vegan, but I'm not really sure. All I know is it's mostly vegetables and it's delicious. Along the sides, there's different vendors selling like anything from cookies to little sesame balls and just all kinds of random things. You can also get drinks here and dessert.
Once your plate is full, head to the cashier. The pricing is kind of arbitrary. The lady looks at your plate and comes up with a price, but it is still a pretty cheap eat. After that, head to the tables, and it's a cafeteria style setup. Reminds me of elementary school.
My favorite dish here is everything. So when you come, try to put everything on your plate so you have a little taste of it all.
Now, something important to note, when you get to the monastery, there's actually an area up front where they are giving away pre-made plates for free. You want to keep heading to the back of the monastery, and that's where you're going to find the vegetarian buffet.
Looking around this place, this is a true local spot. I think Jen and I are the only two Westerners in this entire canteen covered area, and I love it.
Next on the list is a sweet little treat over in the neighborhood of Brickfields.
This is definitely not the sweetest thing that we're going to show you on this tour today, but it's worth the visit.
Savory taste to it.
It almost has like a chicken pot pie kind of feel.
It's interesting, every single item that you get here, the batter is, it's not exactly sweet, it's more of a, almost like a chicken wing type batter, so it's just kind of like that savory, like, I don't know, I was expecting the bananas to be sweet, and they're not. They're still very good though.
Fried sweet potatoes are dang too. They have some kind of gelatinous, like, almost caramel on the inside of it. It's definitely not caramel, but it's sweet. I think it's like some kind of rice gum. It's really stretchy and just kind of fun to play with. And the banana itself, the main star of the show. And what you must get when you come here is very caramelized and sweet on its own because of the heat. And like Jen mentioned, it's not a sweet, crunchy batter. It's kind of light like a tempura batter. It really sets it off. And we just ran into a couple here at the booth that says that this particular stand ran by this particular guy is a local institution, as he's been doing this for 35 plus years. Insane. The couple also happened to inform me that maybe, just maybe, the secret to his success is because he changes his oil frequently. So he always has clean oil. They say that a lot of people around here don't do that. So shout out to Mr. Chiam for keeping your oil clean.
We are absolutely stuffed to the brim right now, but what would a food tour be without a little dessert? So we're on our way right now to get some sendal, which is a Malaysian shaved ice dessert. I know what you're thinking, this looks disgusting, but never judge a book by its cover. The name of the stall is Solomon's Famous Sendal, and it's located over in the Pudu district.
I don't even know how to explain it. It looks like pond water on top of shaved ice. That's terribly rude, but to back that up, it doesn't really taste like it. It's super sweet, and it's got mad different textures going on. It's got the crispiness and the sharpness of the ice, mixed with the softness of the noodle, mixed with the wild card, which is the bean. There's only one true way to describe this, and that's sweet. It's really, really sweet. Just to give you a little lesson, sendal itself, the name actually comes from the green noodle. And the reason it's brown is because it has brown colored palm syrup dripping everywhere on it. So if you find yourself in Kuala Lumpur and you don't make it to some of the popular sites for some reason, don't be disappointed, because the heart and the magic of the city definitely lies within the people. Believe it or not, it's my big brother.
Yourself a fried banana.
Whoa! So I've had it all in my mouth. For video's sake, and for food purposes, soft